Hello, welcome to another video, and a video that I hate making every single year, but I do it, and this year it should be a little bit easier because I've got help. Yay! Kath and Alicia are here to help as we go through my entire unread TBR. I anticipate this being pretty high. I have predicted I will be around the 400 books mark. Not sure if that's gonna be right. Last year I was like the mid 300s. I think I've bought more books. We'll see. We'll see. If I'm not, then fabulous. But we will be going through them in alphabetical order from my bookshelf, as that is how I organise my books. If you haven't seen one of these videos before, it is very literally just me holding up every single book I own that I haven't read. I will not be telling you about them, just title, author, next, and we will have the total number of books I own that I have not read at the end of it. So, let's start with the A's. A Touch of Light by Tiago Abdullah. The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. The Witness for the Dead, also by Catherine Addison. Mageborn by Stephen Arion. Upon a Burning Throne by Ashok K. Banker. Age of Assassins, King of Assassins, and Blood of Assassins by R.J. Barker. When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. The Winter Garden by Alexandra Bell. Green Rider by Kristen Britton. The Wolf in the Whale by Jordana Max Brodsky. The Black Coast by Mike Brooks. The Black Tongue Thief by Christopher Buehlman. Furies of Calderon by Jim Butcher. Master Artificer by Justin Call. This is really heavy. Queen of the Conquered by Kaysen Calendar. The Magician's Guild, The Novice, and The High Lord by Trudy Canavan. The Tethered Mage by Melissa Caruso. Graceling by Kristen Cushaw. 1,000 Recipes for Revenge by Beth Cato. A Psalm for the Wild Built, and A Prayer for the Crown Shy by Becky Chambers. The Herb Witch's Apprentice by Irene Chow. The Order of the Pure Moon Reflected in Water by Zen Cho. Seasons of the Storm by Elle Cosimano. The Would-Be Queen by Edward Cox. House of Salt and Sorrow by Erin A. Craig. Dark Matter and Recursion by Blake Crouch. Calamity at Kotori 5 by D.H. Danon. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick. Gingerbread by Robert Dinsdale. Steal the Wind by Jocelyn Drake. Dangerous Remedy by Kat Dunn. Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Ames. I DNF'd this one, but I would like to start it again another time, because on paper I should love this. The Final Strife by Sarah El-Arifi. Unconquerable Sun by Kate Elliott. Notorious Sorcerer by Davinia Evans. Dark Blade by Steve Feasey. King of Ashes and Queen of Storms by Raymond E. Feist. The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. The Hand of the Sun King by J.T. Greathouse. The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. The Mercies and A Secret of Birds and Bone by Kieran Millward Hargrave. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Honeycomb and A Pocket Full of Crows by Joanne M. Harris. The Cry of the Ice Mark by Stuart Hill. Illborn by Daniel T. Jackson. It's not that heavy, it's just really big. The Fifth Season, The Obelisk Gate and The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin. The Endless Song by Joshua Philip Johnson. Wheel of Time, books 1 through 5 by Robert Jordan. Kingdom of Essence by Holly Carlson. Bryony and Roses and The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher. Wolf Song and The Extraordinaries by T.J. Clune. The Song of the Siren by Nicholas Kotar. The Sun and the Void by Gabrielle Romero Lacruz. Dragonfall by L.R. Lamb. Elusive and The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd-Jones. So This Is Ever After by F.T. Lukens. The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch that I got for £3, an absolute bargain. There's nothing wrong with it. The sticker's still on it and Kath's mad about it.
Boo! Boo!
We Ride the Storm by Devin Madsen. In Ascension by Martin McInnes. The Kingdom of Liars, The Two-Faced Queen, and The Voyage of the Forgotten by Nick Martell. Contender, The Chosen by Taran Matheru. Seven Deaths of an Empire by G.R. Matthews. Blackwing, Ravencry, and Crowfall, all by Ed MacDonald. Into the Heartless Wood, Beyond the Shadowed Earth, and Beneath the Haunting Sea by Joanna Ruth Meyer. Ascendant by Michael Miller. The Daughter of Dr. Moreau by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Sons of Darkness by Gaurav Mohanty. Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. Earthlings by Suyaka Murata. Camera battery charged. Angle may have slightly changed. Some books have made it back on the shelf. Let's continue. How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu. Fury of a Demon by Brian Nasland. The Mountain in the Sea by Ray Naylor. Sabriel by Garth Nix. Son of the Storm by Suyi Davies Okumboa. Beasts Made of Night by Tochi Onyebuchi. The Unlikely Escape of Uriah Heep by H.G. Parry. She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. Witch Sign, Storm Tide, and Nightfall by Den Patrick. The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. The Rhythmatist by Brandon Sanderson. The Kaiju Preservation Society by John Scalzi. King's Radiance by L.R. Schultz. Shanghai Sparrow and Sparrow Falling by Guy Sebold. The Mime Order, The Song Rising, and The Mask Falling by Samantha Shannon. The Emperor's Blades and The Providence of Fire by Brian Staveley. Mr. Impossible by Maggie Stiefvater. The Bone Shard Emperor and The Bone Shard War by Andrea Stewart. Tangleweed and Brine by Deirdre Sullivan. The Tyranny of Faith by Richard Swan. Ink Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Tors. The Phoenix King by Aparna Verma. The First Binding by R.R. Verdi. Legacy of Light by Matthew Ward. The Darkness Before Them by Matthew Ward. Witch King by Martha Wells. Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler. The Fires of Vengeance by Evan Winter. The Ember Blade by Chris Wooding. The Ninth Reign by Jen Williams. Fourth Wing and Iron Flame by Rebecca Yaros. The Collarbound by Rebecca Zahabi. That was all of the books from the shelves behind me. Now we move on to the favourites shelves. And we start with one that nearly ended up on the floor. The Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab. The Grace of Kings, The Wall of Storms, The Veiled Throne, and Speaking Bones, all by Ken Liu. And these are so pretty. The Shadow of the Gods and The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. A Time of Dread, A Time of Blood, and A Time of Courage, also by John Gwynne. The Will of the Many by James Islington. The Art of Destiny by Wesley Chu. Fate of the Argosy by Sebastian de Castel. The River of Silver by Shannon Chakraborty. The Hunters by David Ragg. Warbreaker, which I've been that far into for too long. The Way of Kings. Words of Radiance. Oathbringer and Rhythm of War, all by Brandon Sanderson. City of Saints and Madmen. Venice Underground and Dead Astronauts, all by Jeff Vandermeer. City of Dragons. Blood of Dragons. Fool's Assassin. Fool's Quest, and Assassin's Fate, all by Robin Hobb. The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. The Scarlet Alchemist by Kylie Lee Baker. Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton. The Shadow Cabinet by Juno Dawson. The Curse of Saints by Kate Dramas. Feybound by Sarah Alarufi. One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. The Hurricane Wars by Thea Guanzon. Threads That Bind by Kika Hatsupulu. What the River Knows by Isabella Banyas. Spice Road by Maya Ibrahim. In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. Under the Whispering Door, also by TJ Klune. Babel by R.F. Kwang. Son of Blood and Ruin by Marilee Laress. Seven Faceless Saints by M.K. Lobb. Forged by Blood by Egbor Åkesson. The Forest Grim by Catherine Purdy. Bonesmith by Nikki Palpretto. The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed. Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. The Foxglove King by Hannah Witten. Now moving on to some of my random little shelves. So we've got my romance shelf, which has got Something Wild and Wonderful by Anita Kelly. Rosaline Palmer Takes the Cake by Alexis Hall. Simmer Down by Sarah Smith. Tacos for Two by Betsy St. Amant. Maybe I Will by Melanie Jacobson. And now for my non-fiction, which is mostly physics. Time, 10 Things You Should Know by Colin Stewart. The Universe in Bite-Sized Chunks by Colin Stewart. I didn't know that. The Milky Way Smells of Rum and Raspberries and Other Amazing Cosmic Facts by Dr. Gillian Scudder. 7 Brief Lessons in Physics by Carlo Rovelli. The End of Everything by Katie Mack, which I've been halfway through for a while. First Light by Emma Chapman. This Way to the Universe by Michael Dine. A Brief History of Black Holes by Dr. Becky Smethurst. And The Rise and Fall of Dinosaurs by Steve Brussati. Fingers crossed my memory card has enough memory, here come the middle grades. Eva Evergreen, The Semi-Magical Witch by Julie Abe. Amari and the Great Game by B.B. Alston. Rainbow Grey, Eye of the Storm, and Rainbow Grey, Battle for the Skies by Laura Ellen Anderson. The Thief Who Sang Storms by Sophie Anderson. Willowdene by Catherine Applegate. The Night Silver Promise by Annalise Avery. The Ocean Squid Explorers Club, Explorers at Pirate Island, and Explorers of Stardust City by Alex Bell. Legendarium by Jennifer Bell. The Smoking Hourglass and The Frozen Telescope, also by Jennifer Bell. Artie and the Blue Gods by Jasbinder Balan. Three Impossibles by Susie Bauer. Wilder Than Midnight and The Ice Bear Miracle by Kerry Burnell. The Raven Heir by Stephanie Burgess. Rise of the Dragon Moon by Gabrielle Byrne. King and the Dragonflies by Kaysen Callender. Adam 2 and The Consequence Girl by Alistair Chisholm. Arusha and the End of Time by Roshani Chokshi. The Stormkeeper's Island by Catherine Doyle. The Great Fox Illusion by Justin Edwards. Rumblestar by Abby Elphinstone. The Grace of Wild Things by Heather Fawcett. Inkheart by Cornelia Funke. Wildelaw, The Accidental Apprentice by Amanda Foody. The Last Bear by Hannah Gold. Spellstoppers by Kat Gray. The Winterhouse Mysteries by Ben Gutterson. Fire Song and The Serpent of the Sands by Vashti Hardy. 13 Treasures by Michelle Harrison. By Ash, Oak and Thorn by Melissa Harrison. The House of 100 Clocks. Mystery of the Night Watchers, and The Garden of Lost Secrets by A.M. Howell. The Lives of Christopher Chant, Mixed Magics, Conrad's Fate, The Pinot Egg, and A Tale of Time City, all by Diana Wynne Jones. The Extraordinary Adventures of Alice Tonks by Emily Kenny. Fear Ground by Jennifer Killick. The Strange Worlds Travel Agency, The Secrets of Storm Forest, and The Edge of the Ocean, I said them the wrong way round, by L.D. Lipinski. The House on Horder Hill by Mickey Lish and Kellyanne Guy. Guardians of the Wild Unicorns by Lindsay Littleson. The City of Lost Dreamers by Lisa Ludek. Like a Charm by Elle McNichol. The Slightly Alarming Tale of the Whispering Wars. And The Stolen Prince of Cloudburst by Jacqueline Moriarty. The Last Firefox by Lee Newbury. The Star-Spun Web and Skyborn by Sinead O'Hart. Witchlings by Clarabelle Ortega. Alex Neptune, Pirate Hunter by David Owen. Anya and the Nightingale by Sophia Pasternak. The Forest of Moon and Sword and The Ship of Cloud and Stars by Amy Raphael. Root Magic by Eden Royce. Impossible Creatures by Catherine Rundell. Frankie Best Hates Quests by Chris Smith. The Edge Chronicles Twig Saga 1, 2 and 3. The Edge Chronicles Quint Saga 1, 2 and 3. All by Stewart and Riddell. Mermedusa by Thomas Taylor. Dragon Mountain by Katie and Kevin Sang. The Island That Didn't Exist by Joe Wilson. Zachary Ying and the Dragon Emperor by Jiren J. Zhao. Coming in with the comics, there are less than I thought there were. We have Die, Volume 1. Inkblot, Volume 1. Low, Volume 5 and 4, but the other way around. Invisible Kingdom, Volume 2. And Invisible Kingdom, Volume 3. Graphic novels, we are starting with Wingbearer by Marjorie Liu and Tenny Isakanyan. Bloodlust and Bonnets by Emily McGovern. Mooncakes by a bunch of people. Cody by Jared Cullum. Julia by Junie Ba. Scales and Scoundrels Volume 2 by a bunch of people. Mapmakers and the Lost Magic by Cameron Chittick and Amanda Castillo. Hooky Volume 2 by Miriam Banastra-Tur. The Girl from the Sea by Molly Knox Ostertag. The Return of Zeta the Space Girl. And The Legends of Zeta the Space Girl by Ben Hadker. Finally, the manga. We have got Pokemon Adventures Volume 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. But by Adventures volumes, I mean collector's editions volumes because they're bind-ups. And still with the Pokemon, I've got Adventures X and Y Volumes 1 and 2. Then got Spy X Family Volume 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Full Metal Alchemist bind-ups 1 and 2, so volumes 1 through 6. And similarly, One Piece bind-ups 3 and 4, so volumes 7 through 12. Fruit Baskets, Volume 1. Death Note Black Edition, Volume 1. Doomsday with My Dog. How cute is this? The Girl from the Other Side, Volume 4 and 5. Snow White with the Red Hair, Volume 1. Burn the Witch, Volume 1. Blue Exorcist, Volume 1 and 2, Food Wars Volume 1, Reign of the Seven Spellblades Volume 1, Solo Leveling Volume 1, Children of the Whales Volume 1, 2 and 3, and I just hit myself in the head. It's the first time I've done that in this video. Very impressive. And finally, Witch Hat Atelier Volume 6 and 10. I don't have 7, 8 and 9, but I do have 6 and 10. And that is it.
Yay.
So I'm now gonna I'm now going to hand over to our independent adjudicator who has been counting along. What's the damage, Kath?
Do you want me to tell you this year or last year first?
Ooh, let's compare to last year. What's last year's total?
338.
I thought it was more than that. Okay.
So do you think higher or lower?
I thought I was going to be in the 400s, so I'm
If you
going
get
to...
it wrong, you're not getting dinner. So
Oh, that was... okay.
so higher or lower?
I wasn't part of that.
Then 338. I want to say higher. My library's bigger. I didn't have as much manga last time, but I did have a lot more middle grade last time. But I've collected a lot more special editions since last time. Why is there so much pressure on this?
Because your dinner's on the
So
line.
338.
338 was last year.
My gut says higher, but my brain says lower.
That's not a final answer.
Higher.
And you're wrong.
But
It's lower. You have 323 books that are
So-
unread.
that's so similar.
So you're a net negative of 15.
15 books less than last time. Considering at the beginning of this video I thought I was going to be in the 400s, but I did have a lot more unread middle grade than I thought I would have.
The unread middle grade is at 75.
75 unread middle grades is definitely a lot more than I thought I had. Anyway, I am really glad that this video is filmed. I'm very thankful to this pair for their help, because doing this alone, it takes some time. Honestly, when this is edited down, for you, this will have ended up being like 20 minutes. For us, it's been about 4 hours.
Yeah, with 3 of us.
About 4 hours with 3 of us to do this. And you'll get 20 minutes. So you're welcome. People, when they do this sort of video, are normally like, drop the comment down below of like, what books you want me to get to first. Which, I mean, I'll ask you to do. I might do something with it. I might not do anything with that information though. But just for curiosity's sake, what should I get to first? We'll see if I read it. I make no promises. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening to me just rattle off book titles for half hour. And I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye!
Bye!